We are the acoustic species classification team consisting of Arthi, Lorenzo, Sam, and Zach. In the face of climate change and increasing threats to our world's ecosystem, it is becoming increasingly important to understand and monitor these changes to make informed decisions in protecting global biodiversity. Birds specifically may act as key indicators of larger environmental effects, as understanding avian species and their natural habitats can provide valuable insights into population dynamics, species richness, and habitat quality. In order to collect this avian biodiversity data at scale, passive acoustic monitoring, wherein small audio recorders are placed within a given ecosystem, are becoming increasingly used in ecological research. Here is an example of an audio scene in the wild. However, as PAM systems may collect terabytes of noisy audio data with other species and human encroachment polluting the recordings, extracting useful information such as where birds are present in the recording and what species they are remains an open problem.
Our work was divided into two pipelines, data processing and classification. The data processing team consisted of Arthi and Lorenzo, and the classification team consisted of Sam and Zach. Our data starts as a raw weekly labeled audio clip of at least one bird call interspersed throughout it. Using the previously developed PHAW Python package, we ran a binary classification model called TweetyNet on our data. This model is a CNN-RNN hybrid that takes the MEL spectrogram of the input audio and outputs annotated segments where it thinks a bird call is present. After attaching a strong label to each of these segments, we then chunk each one into 5-second clips. Finally, these 5-second chunks are ultimately split into training and validation sets and are converted back into MEL spectrograms to be used in our classification pipeline.
To train our classification model, we first convert our 5-second strongly labeled chunked audio into MEL spectrograms. The strongly labeled MEL spectra data is then used to train an audio-based bird species classification model, which outputs a probability for each bird's presence in the input audio. Specifically, we train an efficient net architecture, which notably includes multiple mobile convolution blocks that are designed for efficient inference on edge devices like phones. At inference time, the trained model is first given an unlabeled 5-second audio clip. If none of the estimated probabilities are higher than some threshold, the model outputs that no birds are present and otherwise outputs the most probable bird species. To validate our results, we submitted our model to the BirdClef 2023 competition, which focused on identifying Eastern African bird species by their calls using limited training data. We outperformed the baseline model by 3 percentage points in terms of class macro average precision on both the public and private test datasets.
To summarize, we developed a pipeline that can take an audio file as input and classify species with specific time segments. While we focus on East African bird species, this work can be generalized to any biodiverse regions where audio data is available. To further improve our results, we plan to replicate winning models from the BirdClef competition. This includes different methods of data augmentation and various classification models. Furthermore, we plan to experiment with classification models with less parameters. The smaller size of these models could allow implementation on edge devices like audio arrays in the field. This could enable real-time biodiversity estimates for ecological research. To learn more about our project, check out our repositories, the BirdClef competition, and Engineers Exploration. Special thanks to Ryan Kastner, Jacob Ayers, Sean Perry, Ian Ingram, and Matthias Tobler for their advice throughout this project.